They can't. Okay, I'm your stockbroker, and I take your money and I buy stuff. Sometimes I sell stuff, and sometimes let's just stay where we are, client. Here we go, John.
Time to buy, sell, or hold.
I'd buy that for $1.
Colin will decide if he'll buy it, sell,
I want you to sell.
or hold.
Please hold.
Buy, sell, or hold. The new-look Rams will not win the NFC West.
Well, let's think about that for a second. The Seattle Seahawks lost Michael Bennett, still a tremendous pass rusher. Jimmy Graham, a talented tight end. Paul Richardson, their fastest wide receiver. They could lose Earl Thomas and Richard Sherman. Arizona doesn't have a long-term fixture at quarterback. Lost Carson Palmer. Outside of the San Francisco 49ers, the division looks worse next year. And adding Marcus Peters, Aqib Talib, and Sue to a defense that ranked 4th in sacks and 5th in takeaways. And I'm saying this not because I live in Los Angeles. There is a chance that this is going to be the best defense in the league easily next year. So, John,
Sell.
once they solve their cornerback situation, this is the Rams division now, and they may win it game 12 early.
You talked about Dave Gettleman a lot today. So buy, sell, or hold. The Giants will draft a quarterback with the number 2 pick.
People forget, when did the coach, Ben McAdoo, get in trouble? When he benched Eli Manning. And I think the Giants look around and say, Tom's 40, Breeze is 39, 40, and they're both really good. They went and got Nate Solder. Why did they spend that much money on a 30-year-old left tackle? They're committed to Eli Manning. Now, they haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher since Ahmad Bradshaw back in 2012. So it's not like they don't need a running back. Saquon Barkley is explosive. So they have the explosive receiver, they have the left tackle for the old quarterback, and they have a very, very good emerging tight end. I think they want to add explosiveness because they know the Eli limitations. So, John,
Sell.
the Giants are not going to draft a quarterback at 2. I would, they won't.
Buy, sell, or hold. Johnny Manziel will play in the NFL this season.
There's a real number here. A real number. 71 people took a snap at quarterback last year. That is more than 2 quarterbacks per team. Okay, teams get desperate in week 9 and 10. They're 5-4, coming off a bye. A win puts them in second place, wild card. He's a newsworthy backup. I wouldn't do it. But the Patriots are among several teams that were at his pro day with Christian Kirk. John?
Buy.
I think Manziel eventually gets a chance somewhere later for a desperate team in week 9 or 10.
Buy, sell, or hold. Jimmy Graham will have a more productive season than Jordy Nelson.
Here's an interesting number. Let's reverse that 71 and make it 17. Tight ends over the last 5 years have only accounted for 17% of Green Bay's offense, and they've had talented tight ends. Aaron Rodgers prefers perimeter receivers. One of the reasons, he's got a great arm. He's not afraid to throw it deep. Jimmy Graham also, in 16 games, only had 520 receiving yards, and that's for a quarterback, Russell Wilson, that led the NFL in touchdown throws. So, John?
Sell.
Jordy Nelson will have a bigger year with Derek Carr than Jimmy Graham will with Aaron Rodgers.
Last one, buy, sell, or hold. Kawhi Leonard will be a Spur next season.
Now, Kawhi Leonard currently makes $20 million. Now, that is, let's put that, in context. That's a fortune. But he is, when healthy, an A player. And $20 million for Kawhi Leonard right now is a relative bargain. Okay? And they've made the playoffs in each of his first 6 seasons. So San Antonio's smart, and they may be currently unhappy. But that contract is the envy of a lot of GMs in the league. In my opinion, John,
Buy.
Kawhi Leonard will be a Spur next season, they're going to keep him as long as they can because right now his deal is a really team-leaning deal. The game is called buy, sell, or hold. By the way, Kawhi Leonard doesn't make news because he doesn't talk. Steven Jackson talked about him on the show Monday and made national news. When Tony Parker followed Manu Ginobili and called out Kawhi's injury. And if you didn't see it, it's to me, it's worthy of playing again. This is Steven Jackson Monday, not liking in the least what the Spurs players said about Kawhi's injury.
Y'all might not believe this, but the meeting that was Sosei threw up on Kawhi after the game, that came down from Pop to those guys. They didn't do that on their own. Tony don't have the balls to do that. And I know how selfish Tony is because he's the reason why we lost in 14 against OKC because he didn't want to pass the ball game 6 after I had hit 6 threes in a row. That's super low. I lost a lot of respect for Tony because they always say, well, this is the class act. This is the class organization. That was low coming from one of your teammates. I wouldn't be surprised if this makes Kawhi want to leave.
Yeah,
because when your teammates going against you in the media like that, not having your back, you know that's coming from up top. Why would you want to be there?
It should be noted that Kawhi's DNA, he was overlooked in high school, didn't get a Pac-12 offer. And then he went to college at San Diego State and didn't go top 3 or 4 in the draft, so he was overlooked. In fact, the Spurs were considered brilliant to have found him in the draft. So now he goes to the Spurs, and there's a trust here. People that feel they've been disrespected, burned, and overlook, loyalty and trust is huge. I'm not a psychologist, but I know it. Okay, this is one of the things I know. If you feel you've been overlooked in your life, if you feel you've been slighted in your life, you know what's going to be really important to you? Loyalty and trust. It's going to be really important. To me, the Spurs broke the circle of trust. Manu ripped him, Tony ripped him, and what Steven Jackson told us is that came from Pop, and Kawhi's not stupid. He knows it comes from Pop. Because Tony Parker came out and said, the doctors here are amazing. My injury was far worse. I was back. Different people react differently. Like to me, loyalty, I kind of roll my eyes at it. I've had I tell the story years ago. I had a boss. This was in Portland. He was a nice man. Tom Baker was a nice man. And my contract was up. And another station had come after me, KXL, Tim McNamara. And Tom Baker said, Colin, loyalty is big to me. And he sat me down. He looked me in the eyes. And he said, I've been married to my wife for a lot of years. And loyalty and loyalty. And it means a lot. It's not just about money. And I still like that guy. I haven't seen that guy in a while. And I drove home that day and I was like, loyalty. Yeah, he makes a lot of sense. I should be loyal. Loyalty is important. And then 2 days later, he got a job at Boston, WEEI, because he got paid way more money. And I was like, what about that loyalty thing? And I don't blame him because that's life. But I've always been one of those kind of, loyalty. You know what I mean? Loyalty. So, but that's me. That's how it lands for me. Because I don't feel I've been overlooked. I don't feel that I never got the respect. I've never felt that. I think I've been given the respect I deserved to earn or whatever. And that's not my DNA. I got my own issues. That's not it. But I think with Kawhi Leonard, that's a real thing. Like he didn't get the Pac-12 scholarship. And then he was dropping in the draft. And he uses his uncle as his business manager, telling you, I trust a family member with my money. Trust is big. I think they broke the trust. Tomorrow we're loaded. Danny Cannell's on the show. He's fantastic. Caron Butler's amazing. Oh, my God, Major League Baseball opening day. The always energetic Nick Swisher.
Oh, he's back.
We love Nick.
Yes.
Nick is crazy.
He brings the energy.
Oh, God, he does. I don't even have to go to bed tonight. I could sleep through it. I'll just let Nick talk for 15 minutes.
You could.
He's absolutely incredible. Hey, guys, we're getting to spring. March Madness, April around the corner. Ski season stopping. Baseball starting. Opening day tomorrow. Nick Swisher on the show. It's a great time of the year also. Start working out because, you take some clothes off. Don't wear the coats. I mean, let's be honest about spring.
Yeah.
You wear less.
Spring break.
I want to show these pythons. All right?
Yes.
So what do? You work out, you eat right, and you take M-Drive. It increases energy. It's built on science, clinically tested, safe and effective ingredients, basically to boost your natural testosterone levels, and more importantly, just gives you energy. You can get it at Walgreens or Duane Reade. You can go online, buymdrive.com, code HERD for 25% off. More energy. Refine your prime. Safe and effective, clinically tested ingredients to give you energy, boost your T levels. buymdrive.com, code HERD. Great stuff today. You can always go to theherdnow.com, theherdnow.com, or our Instagram page. Thanks again. We've been nominated for an Emmy from people who nominate people for Emmys. Christine, Greg, everybody, Goulet, our French newsman. Thanks, everybody.
A delusion starts like any other idea.